Alright, welcome back to another Dig video. If you don't know what Dig is and you're new here, Dig is a game made by the previous owner of Fish. This game is absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend checking out previous videos if you want to really check out the game. But today I'm going to be giving you guys a little video on most of the things and everything you should know before the release of Dig. So this isn't really a guide. I'll do a guide later on. This is more of me showing you guys things that'll help you when you hop in the game and things that you should know when you start out. So when you hop in, you aren't really clueless. And you know, I got my credits for this. I'm number 2 on items dug, number 3 on time played, and number 2 on money made. So I spent a good time in here, man. And I'm going to be doing a guide, so if you guys have any questions for that video, leave them in the comments down below and I'll answer them whenever I upload the guide video. But drop a like, drop a sub, show some love. Let's hop in. All right, so I'm gonna be giving y'all a bunch of things that you should know before you hop into Dig, before the release. And this is a very open world game. I mean, I guess you could say open world is mini. There's like multiple islands. The map is huge. I mean, look at it right now, man. This map is beautiful, bro. There's so much to do. It's definitely content packed. But the first thing to start off, obviously, is release. Release is going to be June 28th. Hopefully there's no delays or anything. But if June 28th is the official release date by Nate, so if anything comes up and it gets delayed, don't blame me, all right? It's not my fault. This isn't going to be really like a guide. I feel like I'll do a guide another time, but right now it's going to be things when you hop in. It's going to be useful to you and that you should kind of know. So number 1, we got the equipment bag, obviously. So when you have your equipment bag, right, you're going to have your shovels, you're going to have your items, and the thing to know is that there are going to be skins in the game eventually. There's going to be tiny things right here where you can show skins, and there's also going to be, with certain rods, these gems right here, right? And with these gems you can actually pair other things together to make it, you know, buff, to make the shovel a little better. So there's something called charms. Charms are like items that you can get to boost your stats. So as you can see, you know, certain things, sometimes they buff strength, sometimes they buff luck, sometimes they buff light, carry load, all that other stuff. And the main area to get charms kind of is right here, but you can also get them from the journal, from completing the entire journal, entire specific area. So like if I complete the entirety of Rooftop Woodlands, it'll give me a charm for completing it, and it can, you know, some charms are better than others, you know what I mean? So another thing, there also is the journal. The journal is obviously where all the items are going to be that you catch and all the items that are going to be that you don't catch. So it's kind of like Fish. So if you remember Fish, when you go on a specific item, it tells you where to get it, you know, how to get it, but also with undiscovered items, it tells you location it can be found in. So you can see the preference if it has like a specific season, specific weather, and that's going to help you like boost your chances of getting it. And obviously the weathers are right here. You can see there's cloudy for the weather. The season is right here in the middle. It's going to be spring, summer, autumn, etc. And the day is going to be, usually day is for events, like there's specific events that help like buff strength, etc. Magnets right here. I feel like when you hop in the game, do not ignore magnets. I did that. Definitely don't ignore magnets. They are definitely going to be helpful towards getting better items. And you can see there's even insane magnets like this, which give like crazy enchants and stuff, and some give like higher chance of legendary items, fossilized, you know. And with Dig, when you hop in, I'm gonna make a guide, but in the guide I'm not gonna give too much information to the point where it's like you can't really have fun in the game. So I'm gonna give information. What the hell is this guy doing? Anyways, I'm gonna give information to a limit. You know, I'm not gonna ruin the fun for you guys, but the game rewards you for exploring. Explore, go around the map, talk to NPCs. I'm telling you, you will be rewarded for that. And if you ever see this dude right here, never go near him. He's scary. He's gonna steal your items. Look at him. He's touching me inappropriately. I gotta get away from him. And I'm restraining from doing a guide because there are a couple things that might be changed before the release. So I'll do a guide, you know, a couple of days before release and get that out for you guys. But yeah, definitely talk to NPCs, definitely explore. And when you hop in, there is signs to show you where certain things are. So if you're you know, you need to get somewhere, you need to get Cinder Shores, or you need to get to Foxtown. Obviously Foxtown's right here. You read the signs and it'll show you where to go. There's also, when you go far enough, there's the traveling merchant, and at the same time, if you go far enough, I think it should show you where certain areas are. But yeah, you can see like kind of like Foxtown is right there. It'll show you where some areas are like that, and it'll show you traveling merchant. Actually, let me go to the traveling merchant. Let me show you guys who that is. And the reason I say talk to NPCs is because some of them give you like really good charms that can help you with progressing and getting better, like more money and stuff, and kind of making gameplay a little bit easier. And when you're playing the game, definitely do not play with the goal of trying to finish the game, because there's way too much stuff. You know what I mean? It's not too much stuff to the point where it's like you can't beat the game, but it's like to the point where it's like just enjoy the game, because there's going to be enough for you. Don't worry. You don't have to try to speedrun. Nobody's going to beat you to the end. All right? It's not going to happen too soon. So traveling merchant merchant spawns every, I think, 10 minutes, as we can see. Let me see. Yeah, he spawns every 10 minutes, leaves every 10 minutes. And he'll sell you things that can buff your stats, or as you can see, he'll sell you some crazy shovels that you can get. As you can see, he'll give you like stuff that buffs your strength, etc, etc. And sometimes it can be really good, going all the way up to SS. And these are ranked from S to, I think, D. So D being the worst, SS being the best. So definitely early on, you can get stuff from him like that costs like 1.2k. So you can buy these, kind of buff your stat, make gameplay a little bit easier. There's also items like this that spawn around. So usually if you see something like this, I'd say go for it. It's probably going to be something good. It's usually like a confirmed epic or, you know, legendary, sometimes mythical. Because you can see, it'll say a mythical item has spawned somewhere on the map. It'll look like this. It'll be like super pink or something. So you go ahead and, you know, dig for it, and obviously you get something decent that probably sells for a decent price, you know. So I'll give you guys a little. Oh, you can see another one right here. You know, there's legendaries, but they'll spawn around the map. These are usually good stuff. But I'll give you guys a little sample as to why you should, you know, explore a little bit. Over here, this is probably gonna be something that's commonly known. Over here, there's an NPC. You talk to him. You help him actually dig up 3 legendary ghosts over here. I've already done it, but he gives you a charm in return, which is the ectoplasm sleeve. It has a 20% chance to turn an item to plasma, so it has a 20% chance to become, I guess if you play fish, mutation. They call it modifications in dig. So it has 20% chance to become modified. And obviously a modified item is better than a non-modified item, so you'll be making more money. So there's a lot of NPCs like that give you charms, they give you items, etc, etc. They give you a bunch of stuff. And at the bottom left, you can see you actually get a friend boost for having friends in the server. You can also get additional boss damage. So when you hop in, there's actually a guild. Oh my god. So when you hop in, there's actually a guild NPC over here by straight from over here from Foxtown. You go over here. Don't worry, I'll do a guide soon, so stay tuned for that. But there's a combat guild. Talk to him, and in return for talking to him, he'll give you a like certain quest or something to do, like defeat a Candlelight Phantom, which is a boss. And for defeating that boss, you'll get +1 boss damage, and you can just keep spamming those quests until you have like 100. Or I don't know how high it goes, but I have 14 right now. I've done it 14 times. There's also totems. We can see totems right here. Totems. So totems are given from NPCs with repeatable quests. Same as the bounty hunter. The bakery, there's a bakery. I'll show you guys actually real quick. And totems, I'm pretty sure maybe when it's released in game can be bought for Robux. As you can see right here, there's Arcane, Essence, and Monarch. Monarch is for a boss. It gives +25% boss damage. Essence is for EXP, and Arcane is for luck. So here and there, if you do a bunch of quests and you get a little bit lucky, they'll give you a totem to kind of use throughout your gameplay. And when it spawns, it has a certain like time limit, so it doesn't last forever. So make sure you use it when you're meaning to farm for like pretty long time, I guess. But over here, there's a bakery, and obviously over here, if you complete his quest, he'll give you some quests. I think I have a quest from him right now. No, I don't. Actually, let's grab a quest from him. Yes, accept quest. Dig 5 loot, crates, enchantment totems, etc. In return, he'll actually give you cupcakes, which buff your certain stats for a certain amount of time. So blueberry, +10 boss damage, red velvet, strength, lemon, haste, strawberry, +0.25 control. And obviously, if you guys have certain questions about certain things, leave it in the comments down below, and in my guide, I will answer it as best as I can. Also, I'm probably going to answer this towards the beginning of the video. I don't know if I did, but just in case I don't, testers will be wiped. So when you hop in the game, nobody's going to have an advantage over you, kind of, unless, you know, they have knowledge about the game. Yeah, nobody's going to have like a level 100 as soon as they spawn in like me, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of a sweat, sorry, bro. But yeah, everybody's going to be wiped and start at a fair, you know, fair level. And also, if you have multiple charms, actually, if we come over here and look at the charms, there's certain charms for certain things. You know, some help with like you can see the next area when you're digging. So like this thing right here, it'll show like a highlight. So there's shoulder bags, things that help with carry load. There's controlled glove. There's lucky bell, which gives luck. And then there's gravity, which gives like a jump. Or this is rock pounder over here, sorry. So yeah, this gives more strength on hard ground. But if you have a bunch and you want to like find a way to use them all, when you come to your charms, you can actually make multiple loadouts for specific things. I have this one here for like healing. I have this one here for like luck. I have a bunch of bells that give luck. This is like kind of like my balance, that a little bit of everything, and then here is just like straight strength. So, you know, I'm kind of like including a little bit of everything, and then I can switch whenever I want to, whenever I'm in a specific, you know, predicament. There's also a lot of like secret quests and secret NPCs around the map. So definitely, if you see something kind of like fishy or suspicious, try to go in that area, explore, talk to the NPC. Not everything is, you know, a secret, or you know what I mean. But there are like things spread out around the map for players to find. You know, this game definitely definitely is not like empty. There's so much to do. There's so many secrets, so many things to figure out, lots of NPCs and everything. So definitely take your time to explore in the game, have fun. I'm telling y'all, this is a fun game. There's also bosses and how to spawn them in, but first, bosses can spawn in normally, like naturally. So bosses that can spawn in naturally are the Basilisk, Candlelight, and King Crab. And when they spawn in, you will be able to see how, like, see them on the map, kind of like how Foxtown shows its like symbol right here. But if you have enough money and you want to spawn it in yourself, if you come over to the Combat Guild, to your left there's going to be like horns for spawning in the boss. So let's say I want to spawn in the crab boss, I buy this and spawn it in. But the only way you can actually do that is first if you beat the boss, and then you unlock the horn for the boss. So I'm gonna blow the horn, boom, and then it's gonna spawn in like that. It'll literally, this is going to be like the entire server can see this, and then you'll be able to see it on the map kind of like that and easily be able to get to it. And when you come over to fight the boss, just know that you're probably going to need a decent shovel that does decent boss damage. You can see the boss damage by hovering over your shovel, and you can see this one does 5, this one does 75, 5, 60, 65, 20, 25, and usually the ones that you're going to probably have is like the Candlelight, which is 30, maybe Ruby Shovel, which is 20. And when you're fighting it, you want to avoid these targets that are spawning down. So when you're fighting, you just want to like M1, M1, M1. It'll say click here or jump to exit. So you just want to jump and avoid those. And it does do a decent amount of damage depending on the boss. But yeah, that took like almost half my health. But obviously that's why there are there are charms to heal, which are used to heal over at the Combat Guild also. And these bosses also can drop like their hands, they can drop like shovels, etc. Like let me go ahead and check. So if I actually check, like let's check the King Crab. So King Crab can actually drop King Crown, which is a cosmetic. It can drop King Crab, which is the crab himself, King Claws, and Abyssal Shovel, which is a shovel that he drops also. And here's all the chances for it. It might be changed, I don't know. But yeah, every single boss has a shovel. It has, you know, the ability to drop something. And obviously the rarer and harder the boss, the rarer and better the shovel. There's also vehicles. Let me check what vehicles there are. I'm pretty sure there's like some crazy vehicles right now. There's vehicles, and you have to hit certain level requirements for certain cars. So obviously the better the car, the faster it is. So I got the Porsche, which is, you know, it's got 95 speed. I want the McLaren, which is level 100, has 105 speed. Yeah, there's a lot of cars, and you can customize your cars, edit attachments. Like I said, there's the crab crown you can get as a drop and put it on your car. So there are a lot of rewards for beating the bosses. There's also the ferry, which I'm not gonna go too in depth about right now, but you can, I think I already talked about this, but you could take the ferry to another island, which is for, you know, getting, you know, it's when you get advanced. And to be able to go over there or even pay for the ferry, I'm pretty sure you have to complete half of Cinder Shore's items. So you have to complete half of this, and then you'll be able to like hit the ferry and go over there. So there's certain requirements for being able to go over there. That might change later on, I don't know, but we're not going to talk about that. That's way too much, you know what I mean? That's just to simplify that area. You can actually also enchant your weapon, and that's actually, oh my god, that's actually going to be in the cave. So whenever you get to the cave, this is kind of like a indicator towards the cave. There's a sign right here. It says the mines. It's not the caves, but it's called the mines. You want to go all the way down here, and then you actually want to talk to the guy on the elevator. You have to pay 1,000 to actually go down, so make sure you have 1,000, and then you go in the elevator. All right, we're descending. All right, so when you get to the bottom, you just want to go straight this way through the cave, and then once you go deep enough, oh my god, I'm crashing into anything. Once you go deep enough, you'll see blue mushrooms, which are indicators to, like, it's like a guide towards the enchant area. So you just want to go towards the blue mushrooms and just keep following them. Look for them. You see one right there. Just keep following them all through the cave. Blue mushroom. You just want to go all the way down. Oops. You want to go all the way down here. And then there's going to be the enchant area right here, and you just go up to it and enchant your stuff with the enchant stone. So enchant tomes are actually obtainable from digging, and you can also buy it from an NPC, but I don't really know too much on that. So it's pretty easy to dig up though. You just come up here and then you equip the shovel you want, and then it will become enchanted. And also in the equipment bag with the shovels, you can see certain shovels have certain preferred ground. So like stronger shovels, kind of sometimes they have like rock, some shovels they have dirt. It's always either rock or dirt, and unless they add like maybe like a different area in future updates. So I guess certain shovels are stronger on certain ground. So like the abyssal shovel will be stronger on rock, so you'd be completing it way faster than if you were on dirt. But yeah, I feel like that's about it. I don't want to give out too much information to the point where it's kind of like, what am I playing the game for? Just giving you guys information that when you hop in would help to know. This game is definitely like an exploration game. I feel like definitely take your time, explore when you're in the game, enjoy it. I think there's open testing right now, so go play open testing. I think it's gonna be like 25 Robux or something. My next video hopefully is me getting magma boots. They did fix it, so I'm definitely gonna try to do that. But I had a lot of people asking questions, so I tried to make this video. But yeah, let me know what you guys want for the next guide. Let me know what you guys like want to know about the game, things that'll help you. See you guys next video, hopefully.